Now joins us live to discuss the status of Kenyan politics. He was part of the team that helped creating the Ministry of Diaspora that is part of Kenya Kwanza manifesto. Danson Mile, karibu sana. Now, it is a heated political season in the country right now. Kenyans getting ready to go to the elections, just 35 days to go. Now, how is this being seen out there?
I think for those who are following the news, we are part and parcel of it. We are following our candidates in their campaign trail. We are, highly involved in what they are doing, what they are talking, and we are also looking at what our opponents are doing. So we are also analyzing what is going on every day, because for a while now, the diaspora, people who live in the diaspora, they were completely neglected by the government, So this election is a different one, because candidates have highly involved the diaspora in their campaign, not just to look for resources, but to involve them in policy making and also possible governance. So we are looking towards the home stretch as we head into the general election, and diaspora is also going to vote, even here in Washington, D.C. And we are hoping that we keep it peaceful for both all candidates. We don't cause any anxiety among the voters, so that we can have a peaceful election. And whoever wins, of which I have my own preferred candidate, but whoever will win, we support that person, and we move forward with the country.
Ukila, when we talk about the elections right now, it's all about policies and who has the policies that will convince the masses. From where you sit in the diaspora in Washington, D.C., is there any political side as you speak right now that is solely talking about people who live in diaspora and how they can be included in what is happening back home?
Absolutely. Even here in diaspora, the politics of Kenya is highly heated up for both groups, especially the Azimio group and the Kenya Kwanza group. We are planning, each person at the Azimio released their manifesto for the diaspora, of which it was the 9-point commitment. But for the Kenya Kwanza, they gave us something that is so critical to us, like the Minister of Diaspora, whereby the people will be so much involved in having their issues addressed. Because for a while now, the government has depending on the Minister of Foreign Affairs, our embassies, to provide services to the people in the diaspora. But we feel it has not been meeting our expectations. So that's why we had that discussion with the Deputy President and told him, when a Deputy President, we support the economy, we support our country. Like, for example, Bwana Dennis, in May, we sent home 38 billion Kenyan shillings just from our remittances. And you can, the other things are countless. So we felt that having a ministry for the diaspora is going to address our challenges, because we go through a lot of challenges when you're here. For example, the Dr. Miguna issue, among others. So we felt in the diaspora, we are also divided across the board, but I can tell you the majority are towards the Kenya Kwanza.
When we talk also about Kenyans in diaspora, you find what is critical when anyone wants to travel home is the ease of getting documents, being cleared to work out there. Both these sides, are they talking about it? Because you find we have people who go to, say, the UAE, and their working conditions are usually not the best that there are out there. Is there anyone talking about it, or is it something that you hope will be addressed once people are voted into power?
So some of the issues like the Middle East, they have been addressed partly, but they are not being addressed on the humanitarian level. For example, the abuses these people in the Middle East they are going through with their employers, it's so bad, it's so inhuman. But I feel the people who have been in charge for that part of the world, they have deliberately colluded with the employers so that they can mince people. They literally selling people so that they can have money. And for us, for example, in the Kenya Kwanza, when we had a discussion with the Deputy President, we share these things, and we realize there's a conflict between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Labor. Everyone have their own interest. So some of these cartels who are in these ministries, they have their own interest in the people. They are literally using, lying to people that you are taking to this particular job, and when they get there, they take them to something different. But now we have a solution. For example, through the Minister of Diaspora, we have created policies, bilateral policies, that are going to check these employers and also give the people who are going to the Middle East or other parts of the world their right, because they are still human. You cannot treat them like they are just, animals. So we have created policies, and we hope that if Kenya Kwanza forms the government, you are going to implement them. That's the way Philippines did the same. Even Nigeria did the same. And when you have this discussion with our people who are in the Middle East, they will tell you it's so clear. Other countries, these people are not being abused because they have good policies that are helping them. But now when it comes to Kenya, they have their own interest. So the cartel business that goes inside, the people go to work outside Kenya, has to be stopped. And I feel the Minister of Diaspora that addresses issues of people living in the diaspora will fix that.
Now, 34 days to the elections on the August 9th, and the people in the diaspora, you say you're ready to vote. How easy is it for Kenyans living in the diaspora to go vote?
It's not easy. It's not the same. It depends on the country the Kenyan population is. For example, I'll use the US. We have three consulates. We have the embassy in Washington, D.C. We have a consulate in LA. We have another one in New York. And remember, US is so huge. It's like Africa. You can imagine we have a consulate in Mombasa and you live in Pretoria. So you have a lot of challenges to travel and also plan your schedule out. And that's why you realize that even when IBC were registering voters, we had the voter apathy because they gave us a short time where we didn't have time to prepare ourselves. And these are some of the issues we addressed with them. We gave them some of possible solutions. And we hope the next general election or any other subsequent election, they are going to look into them. But right now, we're just preparing the voters in our consulates who are near those consulates who are registered, prepare them to go cast their votes. But it's quite challenging. And that's why we are hoping that the next election, IBC will be more organized, so that it can plan months ahead to have the diaspora, because we are over 3 million Kenyans. We are actually a county on our own, County 48. So we feel that we were not satisfied with the registration in the IBC, and we are hoping they'll do better next time. But those ones who are registered, I can assure you, we are traveling or flying to go vote.
Well, Danson Mukile, as you are in Washington, D.C., how do you feel as a Kenyan going to cast your vote in a foreign country? And even as you go to cast your vote, what is your message to Kenyans back home?
It's going to be easy for me to vote because the people I'm going to meet at the embassy are Kenyans, they are brothers and sisters. And we have read the manifestos from both all candidates. We have our own preference. And my message to all Kenyans is that look at the agenda the people the candidates are selling. Do not look at the personal stuff, because nobody is perfect. Yeah, everyone have their own issues. But if you look at what they are going to do for you, and they have committed to it. For example, in Kenya Kwanza, we have charters. And these are legal binding documents that if the deputy president, when he becomes the president, doesn't fulfill them, someone can go to court and question it. So let's look at what the candidates are selling. Let us not involve in anything that is going to have issues, bring peace down. Let's continue being supportive of our system. And remember, the vote you have is your own secret. Just listen to the people, what they're selling to you, and make your own judgment and go vote.
Danson Mukile, a political scientist and software engineer based at the Washington, he says he's getting ready to go cast his vote. And back home, we continue.